Ted Bundy. A true story, charm, control, and the illusion of normalcy. Imagine meeting someone who seems intelligent, polite, well-dressed, soft-spoken, someone who asks for help, someone who smiles. Now imagine discovering that behind that smile was one of the most calculated serial killers in American history. This isn't fiction. This is beyond the story. In the 1970s, Theodore Robert Bundy appeared ordinary. He studied psychology, worked in politics, volunteered at a crisis hotline. He was described as charming, confident, articulate. He didn't fit the stereotype people expected, and that was part of what made him dangerous. Bundy was born in 1946. His early life has been debated and analyzed extensively. He was raised believing his grandparents were his parents, and that his mother was his sister. When he eventually learned the truth, some speculate it deeply affected him. But psychological explanations are never simple. What is clear is this. By his early 20s, Bundy had learned how to present himself in whatever way was most useful. He adapted, he observed, he mirrored. In 1974, young women began disappearing in Washington state. College students, often from campuses. Witnesses described a polite man with a cast or sling on his arm. He would ask for help carrying books or loading something into his car. The car was often described as a tan Volkswagen Beetle. The approach was calculated, non-threatening, disarming. It worked. As reports increased, law enforcement agencies struggled to connect the cases. This was before centralized databases, before digital records. Jurisdictions didn't easily share information, and Bundy moved. Washington, Oregon, Utah, Colorado, each time starting over, each time adapting. What made Bundy particularly unsettling wasn't only his crimes, it was his composure. He dated, he maintained friendships, he worked political campaigns, he even volunteered on a suicide prevention hotline alongside future crime novelist Ann Rule. Those who knew him often described shock. They didn't see a monster. They saw someone intelligent, ambitious, normal. That illusion is what made him effective. In 1975, Bundy was arrested in Utah during a traffic stop. Police found suspicious items in his vehicle. He was later identified by a survivor of an attempted abduction, convicted of kidnapping, sentenced to prison. But that wasn't the end. In 1977, Bundy escaped. Not once, but twice. The first time he jumped from a courthouse window during a trial recess. He was recaptured days later. Months after that, he escaped again from a Colorado jail. He lost weight to slip through a ceiling opening. He navigated crawl spaces, and he disappeared. He traveled to Florida, and the violence escalated. In January 1978, Bundy attacked members of a sorority house at Florida State University. The crime shocked the nation. The attacks were brutal. Multiple victims were harmed in a short span of time. He fled again, but this time he was captured. Bundy's trial became a media spectacle. He chose to represent himself in court. He cross-examined witnesses. He addressed the jury. He attempted to control the narrative. Some observers noted that he seemed to enjoy the attention. Televised proceedings turned him into a national figure. This wasn't just a trial. It was a performance. Throughout his incarceration, Bundy gave interviews. Sometimes he admitted involvement. Other times he minimized, shifted blame, analyzed violence abstractly. He spoke about pornography influencing behavior. He distanced himself from responsibility. He studied the psychology of killers while being one. Even in custody, he tried to maintain control. In 1989, after years of appeals, Ted Bundy was executed in Florida. In the days leading up to his execution, he gave final confessions. Investigators believe the number of victims may exceed those officially confirmed, but exact numbers remain debated. What makes Bundy disturbing isn't just the scale of his crimes, it's the mask, the ability to present as safe, to appear intelligent, empathetic, trustworthy. He didn't rely on intimidation, he relied on perception, and perception can be manipulated. Psychologists have studied Bundy for decades. Was he a psychopath, a narcissist, a sociopath? Labels attempt to categorize behavior, but they don't fully explain it. What is clear is that he understood people, he understood trust, and he exploited it. The 1970s changed how law enforcement tracked serial crimes. Bundy's case contributed to the development of profiling techniques, improved interstate communication, and a greater awareness that danger doesn't always look dangerous. But beyond the investigative reforms, there's a deeper discomfort. The realization that evil doesn't always announce itself. It doesn't always look frightening. Sometimes it looks familiar. Sometimes it asks for help. And that's what makes it difficult to detect. Ted Bundy remains one of the most analyzed criminal figures in American history. Books have been written, films produced, interviews replayed. But there's a fine line between understanding and sensationalizing. The focus should never be admiration. It should be awareness. Awareness of manipulation, of coercion, of the ways perception can override instinct. Because the most unsettling truth isn't that monsters exist. It's that they can blend in, sit beside you, work beside you, smile at you, and you would never know. Some people fear obvious threats, but sometimes the real danger looks completely ordinary. This has been Beyond the Story. And remember, the truth is always darker.